It is fall here in Arizona. It's definitely starting to feel like fall. So one of the things about fall for us is it's peak season as far as farming is concerned. So we have more animals on the farm right now than we ever do. And a lot of that is for customers. The majority of it, I guess, is, right? So we've got the broiler chickens that we're gonna be working with today. And you've also been working with the turkeys.
I cut the sorghum again.
Yeah, I know.
It keeps growing and they get lost in there.
I was concerned that we weren't gonna have pastured, how we were gonna do pastured turkeys going into the fall. We knew we could grow the sorghum in the summertime, but thinking we'd have to plant behind it for them, but that's not the case.
No, so we've just left the sorghum because they're devouring it.
So we've gotten at least 5 or 6 cuts on that sorghum. What's been great is to see those turkeys eating the sorghum, and so truly pastured turkeys for us here in Arizona by using sorghum.
Yeah.
That's really kind of cool. So the only thing we're challenged with now is cutting it a little too far too late because they're eating it as fast as it's growing. But it's good to have them on greens, which is really what we wanted.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of information out there when it comes to how important it is to raise chickens on pasture. Now we use the Cornish cross chickens, which have a tendency to not go very far from feed, which is why we have them in movable structures like this. This is the John Suscovich style tractor. So very common, and it works great for us because it gives plenty of airflow in here, which is critical for us because we're always at the end or beginning of our hot seasons. Now, one of the things we've learned over the last 5 years in multiple batches of running these chickens is the importance of restricting feed from a very young age. One of the things we've learned is it's very easy to do that when you're managing the stocking density in each one of the tractors. What you saw us doing this morning is culling some of the smaller birds out of the 2 larger tractors, which is going to allow those chickens to access feed more readily. And then of course these smaller chickens in a smaller tractor will eventually be able to fill out nice and well before processing day. So one of the advantages to keeping a good amount of chickens in these tractors is it naturally reduces the amount of feed that they have access to. So we'll have these feeders in the tractors here this morning. We'll let them eat all the feed down. We'll either pull them, in this case we may have to in the smaller tractor, or they'll run out of feed before we hit midday. We let them go some time to empty out their crop and digest some of that food before we feed them again, and then we pull the feeders at night before we put them to bed. This helps to ensure that we don't have too many leg problems or other issues with these birds. They can get very unhealthy fast if they get too big too quickly. And then of course, they're gonna eat the greens once you pull all that feed, which is also very important for the health of the birds and also how healthy the meat is once we consume it. Obviously we needed to get those broilers separated, right?
Yes.
They're doing really good. I think we've got the right stocking density at this point. They're on the farm for 2 more weeks. So
Yeah.
they're still here with us for a couple more weeks. You guys saw us with the pigs. So we have the 2 new pigs. We call them, you call them?
I call them brothers.
Yeah, because they are brothers. They're peas in a pod. Every day we've let them out into the main congregation, and they fight a lot still trying to figure everything out. Well, the one came up a little limp the other day. So we want to make sure that he rests. It's definitely not broken, and we've had this happen several times before with pigs. He's just going to need some time to heal, so we don't want to have him trying to run for his life. So we extended that area a little bit for him, just so they have some more space while they're going to be on their own, which may be for another couple weeks.
Yeah.
Everything that we're trying to wrap up and go into the fall, we had trees that were staked did great in all of our heavy monsoons this summer. So I was comfortable going ahead and removing those stakes because they held up just fine against those heavy winds. And while we can get them here in the wintertime, it's a lot more rare to see that with the monsoon season done. So just want to thank you for joining us today. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. We cover a lot of things here on this newly established functioning farm, but would love to see you on a regular basis. If you have any questions or comments, please leave those in the comment section down below. And our Amazon shop, I'll leave a link down in the description. That is a free, painless way to help support the channel. If you start with the link down below, it doesn't matter what you buy, you help to support us here. So just want to thank you for joining us today and remind you, if we can farm on the edge of nowhere,
So can you.
that breeze came up just in time, didn't
I know.
These guys are difficult. Get down. At least the ants are up there farming aphids and not farming our legs. That's good. It is October of 2022.
I thought you were going to stop at 2020. I'm
No.
like, it's not 2020.
No, nobody wants to relive 2020. But,
Swipe the corn, it's not coming off.
oh, I gotta drink more water. Do you have anything like around this area of my face? Like up in there-ish?
No.
No, nothing. Look up in there a little bit further.
Maybe a little.
It's kind of hairy, isn't it? I'll trim that out a little
My
bit.
goodness.
And then we also, there's an ant. There's ants. There's ants. No. Quads, plains.
Wind.
We did say edge of nowhere, in the middle of nowhere. So there's life around us besides the life that we're creating space for.